How we doing? How we doing, motherfuckers? Easy money, Bugatti money. Previously on Kimba TV. Like yesterday morning, I came on right here. We drew this box and we said, this is kind of like a short. I got filled live with you guys and we babysat this bitch for 8 hours yesterday. Bad, bad, bad. So that's gonna get swept. I mean, all this shit's gonna get swept. Oh! Single prints grabbed. Single prints grabbed. Oh! Well, look at that, motherfucker. Damn, my boy. Y'all Gucci, how many of y'all have been here for the whole week? 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and oh snap, there's a fish. Bugatti. Let's get nasty on them. Let's get nasty on them. Ooh-wee. Are you ready? Boogamma. Boogamma, quit playing with me. Boogamma, quit playing with me. Let's go. It's easy money. It's easy money, ho. Let's go. Bugatti juice. Y'all better have been prepared now. Y'all better be prepared now. Obey the TOS says, is it good news or not? Oh, you got to get caught up on the Monday highlights. How far behind are you? Don't be the guy that shows up the day of. All right, y'all better be prepared. Spent the whole week planning and preparing, y'all. Juice is the juice. Obey the TOS. Did you at least study the previous 5, 6 non-farm payrolls so you know what to expect? Lord have mercy. Exclamation prepared, y'all. Get him, bitch. Some of you guys are like, yo, when are we gonna go grab that thing? When are we gonna go sweep, stop out the longs? You don't necessarily need to stop out all the longs. Some of you guys are getting way too obsessive about, oh, the buy bid longs, they gotta get squeezed. All of these things is in preparation for worst case scenario. So sometimes some of you guys are only thinking best case scenario. If I get open interest squeeze, if I get CVD bull div, if it's a swing failure pattern, and if I get this, it's gotta be perfect for me to take a long. Some of you guys are thinking, I want the lowest low, so I'm gonna wait for everything. I want the lowest low. I want the perfect long. You remember what we said this week? Some of you guys aren't planning for how to execute if you don't get best case scenario. Everybody should have had a plan on what to do if CME got swept, but open interest didn't clean, right? Imagine not thinking about that. What do you mean you didn't plan for, well, CME sweeps, but open interest didn't clean? Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna wait? Don't be confused, that's all I ask. Oh, fuck, what am I gonna do? What do you mean, what are you gonna do? You didn't have a plan? You couldn't think of a scenario where it grabbed a single print, but the longs didn't stop out? The longs are in from 54. It doesn't have to go down there and clean. But the main priority has always been, do you guys remember when I would always say, I can't fathom a meaningful pump if institutions don't get to re-equalize all of their imbalances? So what are the probabilities? What do you guys think? CME single print got grabbed. TradFi single print got grabbed on Biddy, Gucci. It's also happening on Friday. What are you going to do? How many times did we say how many of y'all are going to take this on Friday if it sweeps on Friday? Remember that? So again, like, I think for me, I've already kind of planned all of this shit out, you know? But hit me with some specific questions. What threw you guys off? Heyblade says, yeah, I'm thinking way too much about these damn longs. For sure. And Heyblade, if some of you guys didn't take a long because you were waiting for the 54 sweep to come, that's okay. But I also would think that you didn't have a plan. You only were waiting for the best case scenario. And that just means that, one, you're maybe putting too much emphasis on OI, and we talked about that this week. But you should have had a plan, a loose plan. Like, for example, that wasn't good enough for you? That wasn't good enough? What about here? That's your next imbalance. Basic trident. So if you missed that, that's okay. This is kind of like I would expect veterans to at least have entertained it. This is classic trident. And now if you make a higher high, you're good. So if you make a higher high and if you want to get into a long, then you let the structure change and you try to catch that one next. Raphael says, I had a plan to long that, just pussied out when it happened. Can I get in the long at 56.3? Okay, so did you hear what we were saying? Raphael, if you didn't, so first off, everybody should have that sweep level marked, okay? So if you didn't take this one, that's okay. But that was a dead giveaway too. Raphael, this one I don't expect many people to take. Okay? This one, what happened? What was wrong with this one? So you swept the single prints, which is what we wanted. You had swing fail. You had two 30-minute candle closes back above. What made you not do this? Why was this not good enough? That would be the more bigger question. Why was this not good enough for you? What part of the trident play do you need to learn more about so you can feel better about this next time? Look at how it reacted. Everybody fucking front run that. Everybody. No one, if anybody was waiting a pixel below 618, you couldn't get it because everybody wanted that golden pocket. But that's it. And remember, no one gives a shit if you took the long or you missed it. How many people are not in a long right now? How many people are not in a long right now and just completely lost composure? Fuck, I missed it. Oh, it's over. My life is over. I missed it. It's over. I'm a fucking idiot. Stop it. You're tripping. What do you mean? Y'all are fine, okay? Missing out on a trade, losing out on a position, no big deal. Losing a little bit of money, no big deal. Losing yourself, unacceptable. Okay? No worries. Who gives a shit? On God. Did we not talk about if this happens on Friday, is it good or bad? Right? How many of y'all were, when I said, make sure you guys think about worst case scenario, if you get left behind, How are you going to execute? So my question to people that were here and you saw it, what is it about, hey, let's wait for the single prints to get grabbed. It got grabbed. 2 30-minute candle closes above the sweep level. You have now confirmed structural edge. You know how a trident play is supposed to be played out. Okay? That, and when it breaks, that's your confirmation that the trident is going to work. Now you have a higher high structure. Everything looks good. So that would kind of be my question. What is it about the trident that made you not want to take it? Because people will go like this. This is the anchor, the first one. This is the low. That would have been the long entries. Alrighty, so just something to think about. But Lions, do you remember what we were talking about would be the hesitancy of it doing this on Friday? You guys remember what I said? I'm not afraid to take the long, but what did I say I would expect? Oh, Kimba, did I miss it? Oh, you weren't listening, huh? You guys remember what I said? Even if we get a Pico bottom long on Friday, what I expect would happen over the weekend? Ladies and gentlemen, do I have your blessing for a pre-pink lettuce? Math is math, ho. Math is math, ho. Math is math, ho. Math is math, ho. Arrow says, damn, sorry, probably missed something, but I heard you close the short Pico bottom. Yeah, do you remember what my plan was, Arrow? Do you know that I have $1.5 million in USDT prepared for spot buys? I closed all of my Kraken. The only thing that's running is, in terms of shorts, is like the tap bit, blowfin, but I closed my big Kraken because I need the liquidity. Do you know that I'm going to be doing close to like a $1.2 million spot buy? You know where, right? Lions? You know where, right? Arrow. Yeah, so I closed. I can't. I'm because I want my Kraken money to be for longs. Okay? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm doing more than just a BTC long. You know that, right, Arrow? I can't have the margin positions running if I want to do spot buys and I want to get into a long on Kraken. But you know that we're going to keep some running in case 53.54 doesn't hold, right? 53.50, there is no guarantee 53.54 is going to actually hold. Right? But do you know what the plan? I'm doing exactly what I said on the last weekend. So yeah, Kraken, I already closed it. I've got Tapbit and MEXC still running. Like Tapbit, I'm gonna just let this bitch run. Cause the fee, here, Arrow, which exchange has really high fees? Somebody tell me, do you know what the Tapbit fees are like? So if I'm going to be in a short and if I'm going to get paid to be in a short, would I close on the exchange that has low fees, or would I close the one with the high fees? I do the same shit every single time. If I'm in a long, which exchange do I close first and why? Makes sense, Arrow? I do the same shit every single time. If Tapbit is the most expensive in fees and I'm in a short, I'm getting paid a lot by Tapbit, right? Makes sense? So I'm not going to close the Tapbit one because it's going to pay me. Why would I? The Kraken is closed, Pico bottom. I already said I have to close it because I want to do a spot buy. But if tap bit is the most expensive, then I want to get paid to hold the short, yes? It's the same thing every single time, brother. Ah! Give me this, give me this, give me this. All right, here we go. 12 minutes. I love you. Juice! Ow! Popinkaroni! Come on! Juice! Ow! Too easy! Too easy! Gotta be testnet! Gotta be, I guess we're going to Utah. Let's go. Who testnet? Let's go hypersymphonic! The juice is the juice! What do you guys think about all this? Quit playing with me!
You know, one thing my trainer, he told me.
What do you think about all this? Lions, 10 minutes left on the 30-minute candle close. Are you ready? The juice is the juice and the math is the math. Shout outs to everybody that's been riding and rolling with me for the last couple weeks, because it's not so much that I'm smart enough to cover everything. It's that you guys are smart enough and diverse enough to ask me everything. Because some of you guys are more bullish than I am, or some of you guys are more bearish than I am. So there's always going to be questions about, hey, where is a next short opportunity? Or, hey, if I'm going to short from here, what's my invalidation? Or, hey, if I'm looking for a long, where's a good level to long? Hey, if I'm already in a long, what would be your invalidation? Y'all are the ones that ask and force me to cover all of these things. You know? So shout outs to you guys, shout outs to Lions, shout outs to Kimba Gang. We're going to continue to grow the family. We're going to take over. You know what I mean? And we going to juice the fuck up. You guys excited for the new shit coming up this year? New types of content? Y'all ready to juice the fuck up with me? How we doing? Happy Friday. Hey, how many of y'all we're thinking, okay, he keeps talking about, yeah, there's an opportunity every day. There's an opportunity to prove it to yourself. But how many of y'all are actually really understanding that every day, every couple hours, you get an opportunity to see if you're learning and improving? It's rare in life, I think, where you get such quick feedback. You know, you might do something or try to do something in life and it doesn't really work out your way, and you don't exactly know what it is that you did wrong or what you want to do differently next time, let alone get an opportunity real quick to see if you can do it again. But in trading, that opportunity comes all the time. So if you weren't patient, hey, bet in 4 hours, you're going to have an opportunity to prove it to yourself that you can be patient. Fuck, I'm not preparing well enough. Well, you're going to have another opportunity to prove it to yourself that you can prepare better. Fuck, I don't know about divs. Okay, well, you're going to have plenty of divs hidden, regular, bull, bear, CME, not on CME, but only on derivatives. Derivatives, derivative edges only over a weekend. You're going to see every single sample size and probability play out. It's your responsibility to manage risk and remember for next time. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to enjoy this, whether you're making money or not. So obviously it's more enjoyable when you make money, but if you're really gonna try to do this long term, it's the learning and the improving and the probability assessment that you have to enjoy. If you're only enjoying this type of, if you're only enjoying trading when you profit, holy fuck, you're gonna have a horrible time, right? You know, keep that emotional composure, whatever your protocol is, whether it's 30-minute candle closes, whether you're gonna wait for edge, all right? Whether you're gonna wait for structure change, all the stuff that we talked about for the last 2 weeks, I want you guys to do your best and execute. Let's do it. All right? I will let you know if I start to see longs close out, okay? I don't know what the fuck going on with these goofy motherfuckers. I guess they want a long, okay? And remember, even if you do start to see a pump, I'm gonna ask you guys, is the low good? Is the low bad? Is there a high probability it's going to get swept again over the weekend? Is it not? Some of you guys are going to wait for CME open on Sunday to see if there's a CME gap play. All of those are great ideas. All of those we've discussed and talked about. So Indiana Jalapeno says S&P crazy today. Is it, or is it just boogammaing? Chat, can I get a yeah? If you think it's just boogammaing? We saw this 4 hours ago, Indiana Jalapeno.
Motherfucker, the math is the math.
All right. Today, you're Indiana Jalapeno. Tomorrow, Indiana Habanero. All right. Let's learn and improve. Let's go. 5,400 has the biggest volume. 5,400. So I don't want you to guys get lost. Don't get baited on the volatility. You know, don't think that you're going to miss out. Don't sit there and be like, I got to get Pico bottom. I want to get. No one gives a shit. So just do your best. You know, hey, Folies. Shout outs to you, Folies. I appreciate you, Folies. Thank you, brother. Have a great weekend. Keep juicing, Folies. Shout out, motherfucking Folies. Cheers to you, Folies. Ladies and gentlemen, anything you guys want to talk about? What about you, Saitama? What about you, Justin? What about you, Fran? Justin, you've been here pretty much all fucking day with me for the whole week. Fran, you too. Any questions? Fran, Justin, Hope, Saitama, how are you doing? You guys okay? Any questions? Fran says we Gucci. Okay, what about you, Ill Skill? Anything do you want to talk about? Be as explicit as you want. Are you in a long? No. Are you in a short? Still yes. Do you want to look at ETH? You guys good on ETH? What about DOT? You guys good on DOT? Any questions? What about NVIDIA? You guys okay? Kextasy says, what would make this a good low? One more dive down. I don't like that. I want that. So clean all that. Okay? But here's the thing. Is it wrong to be in a long? No. It's Friday. So hopefully everybody heard me say this for the whole week. But we all had an opportunity to sit down and think, how do we want to play this on a Friday? Is the CME low good or bad? Is there a higher or a lower probability that it can go back down again? If you're in a long, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would assume you're not going to be swinging for home run, you know, and you're going to be cautious that it's going to be able to make higher highs and higher lows. I told you guys what I would want to see, what I would expect over the weekend. If it makes a good low or a bad low, how I would play it, and what kind of open interest edge that I would want to see. So hopefully, and who gives a shit how I'm going to play it? You guys should play it your own way. Some of you guys are really good on short term, and maybe you're already scalping mega juice, right? What I would focus on if I were you, is how I was able to draw these lines. Okay? And remember, just because you didn't do it doesn't mean that you did something wrong. Alrighty, but what's the first thing that we do? Identify the levels. So if you don't understand what the levels represent, for example, people actually asked you because I used to, were you here when I was drawing shit like this? Do you know that at least 3, 4, 5 people asked, well, if this is the last place you would long, why wouldn't you put a blind limit? Did you know that we already had a conversation? Do you understand why dozens and hundreds of lions have longs from here and it's actually better than my 53 thou? All right. So if you don't understand these levels in a significant manner that I do, you're probably never going to really play it too much. But people even asked, okay, well, if you think this is the last place where it could bounce from, why aren't you going to put blind limits in? All righty. And EU, did you just hear what I just said about CME? Make sure you're caught up, okay? If you weren't here for like the last hour, make sure you rewind and get caught up on everything. Yeah. So let's take it level by level, okay? But it depends on have you been here 8, 9 months? I don't know if you remember this, but there's been times where I was like, I'm going to wait for that to get swept. And I waited and I waited and I got left behind. Same thing happened up top. So that's why the whole week I said, even though it makes a low on a Friday, I'll still take shots, but I fully expect to get round tripped. So in essence, I'm just executing exactly what I said I would do. Do you remember when I was waiting for that bad high to get swept? What about this? It just depends on how many bad highs you waited with me and we didn't get it. I missed this by like $100. Imagine if I had this short all the way down here. Oh my God. I wanted this one. So how many times have you seen me wait for a bad high or a bad low to get cleaned, only for it to just completely leave that shit behind to grab it later? All right. EU says, that's why I asked about the longs, because there were a lot of longs still open underwater. Sure, but what did I say about that? Don't obsess over open interest and sit there talking about, oh, they have to be squeezed, oh, they have to this. We've already done that before. Oh, these guys have to get stopped. What the fuck? Why wouldn't it do that? Why would it leave that? Fuck. So, oh, it has to get cleaned. Fuck. I'm not going to let that happen. So see how I'm learning and I'm getting better? I'm doing the same thing. How can I be honest with myself and say I'm going to do better next time if I'm not going to at least try? So you don't want to just sit there and be like, oh, this has to happen. It's confluence. Just because you see a bull div doesn't mean that it has to be bullish, right? Just because you have longs trapped doesn't mean they have to get stopped out. This is a game of probabilities, and there is no 100% certainty. Any other questions? But here's the thing, y'all. It's not going to matter. No matter what I say or what I show, you will always revert back to your own organic subconscious bias. You understand? It will not matter what I say. If you're more bullish than I am, or if you're more bearish than I am, it will not matter what I say. You will find your own TA to find your own narrative. You know, you will figure out every opportunity to not do what I'm wanting to do. So it's okay if you're not in a long. It's okay if you still want to look for a short at the single print up there. All right. So I still have the TapBit running, and shout outs to TapBit for their crazy funding, because I'm juicing just on the funding to be paid to be in the short. If we grab the single print above, would it make sense to long the retracement, knowing that we talked about it, J Skis, the OI has to look good, and obviously your stop loss would be a lower low. Okay, so yes, we already talked about this. Okay? Dude, this is fucking... Been doing this shit for too long, y'all. What the fuck? Did you see that? I've been doing this shit too long. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, we already talked about it, J Skis. So maybe rewind or in the highlights. But J Skis, you're one hell of a trader, brother. For you to even just be asking that, I think you know what I'm gonna be looking for. Hidden bull div or some goofy shit like that would absolutely be amazing, right? But just remember what we talked about in terms of the lower side. Okay, so yes, ding, ding, ding. Maybe we clean all this before we come back and do this for CPI. I have no idea. But just have, be thinking worst case scenario. Alrighty, J Skis. And, yeah, just, I do remember the things that we talked about for the argument to go up and continue to go up and the argument to come back down. Okay. And, maybe if you ask in Discord, other people can kind of pitch it, throw in their 2 cents. All right. But trust yourself, J Skis. I will tell you right now, you're a good enough trader to do what your heart is telling you to do, just because I know you're going to be looking at the data. I'm rooting for you guys. Fran, I see you, Fran. What an amazing week, Fran. Great questions this week, Fran. Love you. I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. You know what it is. Stay safe. It's the weekend. Maybe surprise stream Sunday night when CME resumes. Not sure. But definitely here pre-market for Monday, okay? Have a great weekend. Love you guys. Peace, everybody.